First pre-ban between Frank and Richard. Let's see what is it going to be. I think we're leaning more to the RGB pre-ban nowadays as well, because LDs are a bit easier to deal with in some cases, but RGB unit, they really make or break the team. Just kidding. It's gonna be Kovaci and Secret, because these two units are two super mega enabler for certain playstyle, because both of them do very similar thing with attack bar boost and attack buff. Alright, first pick for Frank is going to be the Julien. He's definitely going to go for that one-shot style once again. I think with the Vanessa and the Dominic. But no more attack buff. It's going to be enough to take down the good old Chandra Cigar combination. It's going to be the Water Twin Angel for the defense break and the attack bar boost. Might be more lethal than attack buff even. But what's going to be the follow-up though? Does he have another damage dealer lineup? It's going to go for Ciara. Is he going to go for... It's going to be a Dominic getting picked up by Frank once again. He is the kind of guy that want to end things quickly instead of waiting for control, landing, reset, resistant accuracy. He doesn't care. He wants to go in, he want to do big damage and go home. And to counter the strip defense break is going to be Hagang getting picked up, and Richard's going to go for the Fire Bayak once again for the big damage as well. Fireback is very good at one-shotting. It's like, I would say, a budget Han, but with healing instead of control or raw damage. And over there, we have Han and Dark Robo getting picked up as well. He wants to win very, very fast here, because we are seeing 3 damage dealer with 2 damage enabler in the form of strip and defense break. I like Frank, to be frank. Loving it, man. This style is amazing. It's not easy to pull off though, because when your goal is to do damage, your rune has to be up there. Your stat, your crit rate, your accuracy, your crit damage, your artifact need to be in the top shape to do the big damage, because the enemy is not Sean B, it's Richard. He's built like a tank, okay? And Triton's gonna be picked up last to try and outspeed the Water Twin Angel with down speed lead, push back the enemy attack bar and let Cigar do Cigar thing. But that is assuming you can outspeed that Water Twin Angel with the speed lead. So with the speed lead, it's going to even out the base speed difference. And now it's going to be whoever spend the longer in Giant Abyss hard. And the Water Twin Angel is going to go first, get the attack bar boost and the defense break on somebody maybe. But Hagang still on the field though, so the defense break might not come very easy. And it's going to be defense break on Fire Bayak, attack, not attack bar boost, but the shield on the entire team, making the Bayak move into immunity. So it's going to be a quick silence onto the Han. Triton moving up next after the Bayak with the attack bar boost on the Hagang. Get the attack bar of everybody and the immunity as well. Hagang skill 2 available. Is he going to drop it? Nope, he's going to go for the skill 1 onto the Han. Cigar with the AoE pushback and reset. Missed the reset, missed the pushback on Julien. That was very bad performance coming out from Cigar, because it was the easiest pushback of all time and he couldn't even do it on the whole team. And right now the Fireback is in a lot of trouble, because Fireback is the only healer that Richard has, and also arguably the only damage dealer as well. So if Fireback go down, it's gonna be very bad. Provoke, missed the provoke on the Dominic. Dominic doesn't care about the silence, still gonna do very solid damage on the Bayak. And right now Julian's gonna move on to do another round of damage. No violent proc though, which means Fireback might be able to live to see another day here. Hagang with the skill 1 onto the Han. Fireback with the heal and the defense break available. Gonna go for the heal and the big damage onto the Dominic. Bring down the Dominic very, very quickly. Richard doesn't have a lot of time here. Gonna bring down the Han very quickly as well, because he doesn't have healing available. And when Julian starts going crazy, it's gonna be very hard to stop him. To an Angel for the skill 1. Han, no violent proc. Julien, skill 2 available. Can he take down his Fire Bayak? Ready to go. Going straight for the Fire Bayak. Take down a Fire Bayak right now. Richard lost his biggest damage dealer and healer immediately. And things looking very tough. But Cigar with his skill 3 available is going to control the Han further. He needs to get this Julien down as well. Get everybody this time. Beautifully done with the Triton follow-up with the attack by pushback. Richard might be taking game 1 here, looking really good. At the moment, Julian is about to get a turn. Is he gonna be able to make a difference here for Frank? Silence coming out, but that's not gonna be enough to stop the Julian. Julian gonna get a turn right there. Skill 1 available. Heal back a little bit, but not a violent proc coming out from Julian. Another despair stun for Richard. Not looking good for Frank. Julian is gonna go down soon together with a Water Twin Angel. Julian, skill 2 available, going straight for the cigar. Could not bring down the cigar. And now he's the one getting the damage from the Hey Gang. Julian's gonna go down to Frank with a 1 unit left. GG. Richard would take first game. Absolutely dominating performance from Richard, not losing a single game so far in the tournament. Here we go, game 2. What is going to be the pre-ban? Are we going to see a Julian pre-ban coming out from Richard? Or is he going to take Julian for himself? Are we seeing a Julian pre-ban come out from Frank? They're thinking about it. They want to. Because if now Julian pre-ban, Chandra pre-ban, because Frank will have a Kovaci first pick potentially, and that's going to allow Julian to be crazy. That's going to pre-ban a Julian. What is Richard's going to do for the first pick here? He's going to take the cigar for the first pick. Once again, very solid first pick overall. Frank, is he gonna go? He's gonna go for the Vanessa Dominic angle. No, Vanessa Kovaci would be the first pick for Frank. He wants to kill very, very quickly. Once again, he's not gonna give up on his single target snipe strategy. Look at Group C day 1. Kovaci win rate is absolutely insane, and I think that is all by Frank. So with Kovaci in his hand, Frank is now a very lethal killer. Can I really say that? It's a video game. Dominic getting picked up by Frank. He needs another damage dealer though. What is it going to be? Is it going to be Mars? Is it going to be Han? It's going to be Han. And he has a last pick, Dark Robo. Knowing that, what is Richard counterplay? He does have the Hey Gang to counter the strip defense pick coming from Vanessa. But Dark Robo can potentially counter Hey Gang with the attack bobs option. It's going to be a Gianna getting picked up by Richard to try to go for the stun. Maybe with the Hey Gang attack bar boost. He might need a speed lead here though. Is he going to go for a speed lead or Nana? I think Nana is like underrated into Frank at the moment. He's going to go for the Juno. Very good against CC. Not exactly good against one-shot damage. So I'm not sure what the plan with the Juno is. But Juno is going to get picked up here last, coming out from Richard. And the Dark Robo is going to get picked up as well from Frank. And with the speed lead, he definitely will outspeed the Gianna just fine. And I think it's looking really good for Frank at the moment with the ban on the Hey Gang. So he get the strip without worrying about the Hey Gang passive cutting in between. And from the side of Richard, I think he has to ban either Han or the Kovaci because that is way too much damage pressure. Let's see what's going to be the pre-ban here. Maybe Frank's going to ban the Fire Bite to surprise Richard. Take away his main defense breaker as well. It's going to be the Fire Bite ban. It's going to be the Han ban. So Richard is going to have to deal with the Robo pushback and the Dominic damage with the attack buff. So I think the plan is for Dominic to one-shot the Gianna as quickly as possible. Without Gianna, Richard's going to be in a lot of trouble after turn 1. And I hope that Robo is going to be on nothing but on other things than despair because that might trigger the Hey Gang passive too much. Here comes the attack bar boost. Robo moving in with the skill 2. Blade Crush. Strip. Missed the Gianna. That is very bad. He was hoping for a defense break to boost the Dominic damage even further, but now he can't. He has to switch the target to the Juno with the defense break. Going in with the Dominic. Easy kill. But that could have been a Gianna. And right now, he have to eat the bomb and the stun coming out from Gianna together with the cigar reset. Here comes the bomb onto the Dark Robo and the full-up AoE stun coming out from Gianna. Not going to use it just yet. Going to save it for later because he wants the attack power on skill 1 more than the stun on the enemy team. Provoke coming out from the cigar. Gianna cutting in between. Here comes Kovaci boosting itself to get the skill 3 back. But Gianna skill 3 is available. Might go for the stun here. Would not go for the stun. Believe that the Cigar is going to land the reset later on. Use the skill 1 for more attack bar gain instead. Vanessa looking for a target. No increased cooltime. Cigar with the skill 3 available. If Vanessa landed increased cooltime, that's going to be so bad for Richard. But Richard now have the skill 3 available from Cigar. Dropping it hard on the Kovaci. Take away the skill 3 completely. Bomb from Gianna ready to go once again. Stun as well, stopping Dominic from actually getting a real turn. Beautiful stun from Gianna. Get a violent proc coming from Gianna as well. Very common build for Gianna nowadays is going to be violent build going for a tanky turn 2 position. And this Gianna's on a high crit rate to get as much attack power as possible. Aiming to get the bomb and the stun out as efficient as possible. Now Cigar looking for a target for the provoke. Gianna bomb ready once again, and if she get another proc, she might get stunned back very soon here. Beautiful bomb onto the Dominic. Very good damage onto the Dark Robo. But right now Robo is actually gonna get a turn here, and that might be really bad if Robo pop off. Good damage from Kovaci. Robo skill 3 available. Finally getting a turn with attack buff as well. Super good damage from Gianna. Bring down the Gianna. After all that, Gianna still going to go down to Robo. Additional turn from the Dominic will take down the Dominic. But good damage onto the Cigar. Cigar no skill available. Remember, Kovaci without his skill 3 is still going to be a great healer. And that's going to be good damage onto the Cigar. Increased cooltime. Robo skill 2 available. After all that control, Richard will still go down to Frank. Unfortunately, Gianna did not carry hard enough for Richard to stay in this match. I think Frank's gonna take game 2. Here comes the last turn between Frank and Richard in this game. Maybe Richard's trying to buy some time, think about game 3, what he can do better. But this game belongs to Frank. Game 3 between Frank and Richard. Let's click on the pre-ban here. We might be seeing the same Kovaci pre-ban, but maybe this time Frank's going to pre-ban Gianna. No, he's going to pre-ban Secret again because he doesn't want to get outspeed by the enemy Secret and lose the turn 1. Because I think Secret base speed is really fast as well compared to Kovaci. And the Julian will get first pick away by Frank. Once again, we're seeing the good old Cigar Chandra coming out from Richard, which means Frank's gonna go for the same draft. Once again, he believed that he did not lose to strategy. He lost to a bit of bad RNG. But remember, Richard has the Triton last pick to outspeed Frank team. Frank this time is gonna drop the Water Twin Angel, decide to steal the Hay Gang instead, and take the Nephthys for the AoE defense break setup. Very flexible from Frank here. He knows that he needs to shake things up a little bit, steal the enemy unit, and prepare for a better team instead of round 1. Say making it picked up right there to counter this Nephthys. Making that debuff 1 turn. And also we have a segment getting picked up right there. Maybe to counter the Nephthys. If you can reset the Nephthys turn 1, she's going to be useless for a couple of long turns. So are we seeing the Dominic getting picked up once again for raw damage? Because I think Dominic and Juno looking really good, but it's going to go for the Laura, signaling the Seimei ban coming out from Frank, and the Vertiheal last pick as well, trying to capitalize on the lack of control and damage coming out from Richard's team. So are we seeing like a Juno, a Vermos last pick and ban on the Julian to try to counter the Nephthys even further? Because now he knows that he has to fight this Nephthys. Will we see another Nephthys counter? Are we seeing a Juno to counter both Nephthys and the Laura? But Frank has a Verge. It's going to be a bit annoying. It's going to be an Automel last pick coming out from Richard. Trying to deal with the Verge right there. But is Automel the best play in this position? Because there's still a whole lot of control coming out from Frank. Especially the defense break. Oh, no more defense break. No more Seimei. So Frank will have the Laura But Frank would not have any defense break to kill the Automel fast. And he opted to go for the crit rate lead to make sure that this Julian with 70% crit build will crit all the time despite Artemiel. It doesn't matter. First round belongs to the segment. Can she take away the skill of the Laura? She will not take away the Laura skill. Only took the immunity, and that's pretty bad. AoE come out from Laura. Beautiful violent proc from Laura as well. Frank getting the most optimal turn 1 possible, but Chandra's here to say hello. Skill 3 available, but who is he going to actually control because he's not on Despair, which means the Vert with slow debuff will still be getting attack buff for Frank's team. Could not even get a single slow debuff out. Another proc for Richard. I guess the word is fair sometimes. You get 1, I get 2. And here comes the reset on the Hey Gang. No more glancing coming out from Frank's team, but Vert and Julian are still very, very strong here. Big damage onto the Chandra with the speed buff. Vert moving on with the attack buff boost as well. But Artemiel will have a small heal available for the Chandra, keeping the Chandra alive. But with Laura moving very, very soon, we might see another CC on the Automel. Automel is very bad against any form of stun. And that is exactly what might happen very soon. Frank looking for a target for the skill 1 sleep. That's gonna be the segment. Julian very primed to go with another hit very, very soon. Here, AoE debuff from the segment coming out. Vert having glancing on his face. Not looking good. No crit though, so no damage from Automel onto the Vert with defense break. Huge provoke onto the Laura, but I don't think she cared that much because she does have no skill at the moment. And Julian is the one having the final say here with the skill 2. Who's it going to be on? Is it going to be to finish off Cigar? It is going to be the stun onto the Chandra. Not going to finish off the Cigar just yet. But Frank's team doesn't have any healing. So he is definitely going to be in a bit of trouble. He's trying to kill something quickly. But nothing is going down just yet. And the Vert might be going down very, very soon. Automel skill 1 going straight into the Laura, trying to Despair stun her, but could not get it done. Hey Gang with AoE glancing. Triple Despair stun onto the enemy team. Laura with the buff and additional damage by Artifact, doing some massive damage onto the entire enemy team. Julian having skill 1 available as well. And definitely going to crit all the time with the crit lead from the Laura. Taking down the Chandra. Segment is going to be the last one moving. Get the buff, get the skill of the Laura away. But this Automel is going to be in so much danger coming out from Laura, Hey Gang, and Julian. Automel finally get a turn properly, but Julian's going to take the Automel down with a violent prop. Moving on to the segment, Frank will take game 3. I think Automel is not that good of a last pick in this position. There was way too much control. And also segment just being segment, right? Sometimes she's really good. Sometimes she doesn't do anything. And it's going to be the Julian Cigar pre-ban this time. Taking away Richard's favorite first pick right there. So what is Richard going to do without the Cigar? He does have the Sierra Gianna secret angle. So maybe he's going to go for that, because Cigar is now being pre-banned. It's going to be the Chandra first pick of Richard once again, which means nothing's going to stop Frank to go for the Vanessa Kovaci for the first pick. So what's going to be the answer? You know the one-shot team is coming. You know Dominic's coming. And he's going to pick up his Swift unit in the form of Secret to try to get the turn 1 with the Oliver as well. So what is Frank going to do? Knowing that the enemy is also trying to go for that turn 1. Is he going to still lock in the Dominic? And maybe another Bruiser in this position that scale with attack like a Fire Monkey? It's going to be a Marsha getting picked up for the fire damage dealer. And it's going to be Dominic for the wind damage dealer. No, it's going to be Ethna trying to steal the turn 1 away from the Secret with the turn 1 stun. Automel getting picked up. Right now, Automel is really good because enemy doesn't have a whole lot of control and they do crit a lot. So Automel is definitely going to be a great last pick coming out from Richard. But He definitely need another one in case Automel get banned. Another proper counterplay for this. Maybe a Leo could be funny. But then Leo is not that good into Marsha, even though Marsha scale with a lot of speed. But Leo will still suffer from defense break and die. But the last pick coming out from Richard will be the Ciara. I'm not sure how good Ciara is in this position, because she's going to be a squishy damage dealer. And I don't think Frank's going to go down that easy to a Ciara bomb. And last pick coming out from Frank will be a Shan. And remember, Richard team has 0 AoE strip. And that is a huge weakness for Frank to exploit here for a strong AoE unit. And I think that's going to be a ban onto the Secret. And Frank's going to have a good time against Richard. Secret ban is going to be a Kovaci ban. If Frank team is entirely on Will and maybe not too fast compared to whatever Richard's doing, then I think Shan's going to be in a very good spot. Here we go. First one belongs to the Ethna. Is she going to go for the steal onto the Ciara or the Oliver? Shadow going out. Risk getting a despair stun. No despair stun coming out from the Automel. And here comes the skill 3. Some good free damage for the Ethna turn 1. Who's it going to be on? It is going to be on the Ciara, the easier unit to kill. And Vanessa with the defense break available. Maybe going to save it for later. Maybe going to use it right now. Going to use it right now onto the Ciara. And now Chandra is moving. But he has to protect the Ciara or else the Marsha is going to take her down immediately. Chandra with the AoE available. Gonna go for the strip on the Shan. Can he get the Shan down? He will get the Shan attack bar. Shan is in a lot of trouble right now because Oliver is about to move next. This Shan was going to be the one that allowed Frank to win easily. But now maybe he's becoming a liability in this position. Marsha get a violent proc, but not really that good. But no, use the proc to get the slow debuff onto the Chandra. Now Shan's going to be totally controlled by the Oliver. Oliver getting another turn here with the attack by absorption, taking away the Ethna skill 2 as well. And that concludes Frank turn 1. Nobody's dead and Shan's being reset. And now more reset coming out from the Oliver. Richard's looking real good in this match, controlling the Ethna, controlling the Shan, and there's nothing that Frank can do about it. Maybe Marsha needs to go for a quick snipe onto the Oliver if he wants to get the W here. Marsha going for the fast lane. Could not get the defense break through to the Oliver. Bomb ready to go coming out from Ciara. Who's it going to be on? But if Ciara chooses to bomb, she's going to shake off all her protection. But that's going to be a price to pay. To take down is Marsha. Big AoE from the Chandra. Oh my god, Chandra is not giving up just yet. Chandra's moving, shaking off the slow debuff. Protecting the Ciara. Skill 1 onto the Shan. Shan's about to go down soon here. Shan is going to go down to the Ciara skill 1. Getting another chance to move, but that's not going to be too long because Oliver is here to control the Shan even further. Shan not moving anytime soon. Oliver moving on to the Ethna. Ethna getting a natural turn, but not having any skill available. Going to go down to the Automel. GG, we are taking it to a game 5. Game 5, we are seeing the similar pre-ban once again between the Kovaci and the Secret. No more attack buff for both players. Frank getting the first pick. Will Frank actually steal the cigar away from Richard? Nope. He is dedicated to his way and he's going to stick with it. And that's going to be the Julianne first pick coming out from Frank, which means Richard's going to go for the good old Chandra's cigar once again, flexing the little Carlos right there, but not sure if it's going to lock it in because Carlos doesn't exactly counter the Julianne compared to how he counters Sonia. Here we go. Similar draft once again coming from Frank. But will he choose a different unit this time? He might be considering it. It is going to be a Han. Nothing too out of the ordinary for Frank in this position. Looks like it's gonna lock in another speed lead and the Dark Robo, which means Richard is free to go for the Triton, but he's gonna go for the Asher. How many Swift set do they have? I can barely build one with good speed. They have 5 different options. Here comes the Asher getting picked up. Nephthys getting picked up as well. But where is the AoE strip? He's definitely lucky in the Triton last pick. Knowing the Triton is coming, will Frank draft something different? He would need to go for an AoE strip for sure. But that's going to be a Chrono being picked last, potentially. It's going to be a Wunsa getting picked up by Frank. Definitely going to be a greater unit than the Dark Robo. And the last pick coming out from Frank will be the Dark Robo as well. He locked in 2 AoE strip. Meanwhile, Richard's going to lock in the Triton coming out last. And I think that's going to be a ban onto the Triton and the Wunsa. And with Richard going first turn, he might be able to snipe out the Han right off the bat. Is it going to be that? It's going to be the Wunsa. It's going to be the Triton ban here. Richard getting the advantage with the Asher base speed. But will he land the strip with Cigar? Because right now, the only single target strip that Richard have will be the Cigar skill 3 and maybe the Chandra skill 1. Here comes the boost. Here comes the Chandra. He got to get somebody off immunity with a skill 1 right now. It's going to be the Han. He gets the Violent proc. Richard moving on to the next target. It's going to be... Oh, could not get the Twin Angel, but not a problem. It's not that bad just yet. Get the Robo, get the Han. The 2 biggest damage dealer are now being controlled. Here comes the Angel trying to fix this problem here. Defense break and stun available for him. Which one's going to go for? Gonna go for the stun. Gonna get the Julian moving. But which one is Julian gonna stun? Gonna take down the Asher turn, but Cigar is still here. Cigar skill 2 available. Probably gonna go for the Water Twin Angel here to keep the Water Twin Angel locked down. Robo moving. Han moving. Is he gonna get a Violent? No Violent from Han. Asher skill 3 available. Big damage onto the Han. Han is about to go down very, very soon here. Remember, Chandra still have the skill 3 available. Attack by boost from the Water Twin Angel when defense break as well. Is it going to be enough to allow the Robo or the Han to move? Robo getting the turn. Defense break not going to land. Robo doesn't have any skill available because of the Cigar reset earlier. Now Cigar is going to control whatever is left of that Han. Or control the Water Twin Angel. Gonna control the Robo. Get another proc to get another provoke onto the Angel. Nephthys look at Han. Take down the Han with a beautiful crit. Looking really bad for Frank right now. Protection coming out from the Chandra for the Asher. Slow debuff coming out from the Chandra on the rest of the enemy team. Julian will now have to take down the Cigar, but can he get it done? He could not finish off the Cigar right there. Asher with a beautiful heal on the entire team. And now Chandra moving on to the target will be the Dark Robo. Not looking good for Frank. 1 unit falling, 2 unit falling. The only 2 left. Can Frank actually bring this back? But it's going to be really hard because Cigar is about to push back his attack bar once again. And GG! Richard moving on to round 3.